Du är inte kung än.
Oh my god, don't fight! Oh my god! Here we go. Oh my god, they're fighting! Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. Today I'm watching more Young Royals. We're doing Season 3, Episode 2 today. At the end of last episode, we saw a scandal break out concerning the problematic hazing rituals at the school, which means there is now a crackdown and a curfew in place. And unfortunately, that also means that Simon and Wilhelm will not be able to spend as much time together as they would like. I think August was the one that reported this to the media, and possibly the royal court is involved in this in some way. Not sure about that part quite yet, but yeah, we'll see. But anyway, a reminder that if you want the full reactions, you're gonna find those over on Patreon. And now let's watch Season 3, Episode 2 of Young Royals. I hate that they're separated. Oh? Getting spicy on the phone? I guess it's all they have, right?
Kronprinsen, klockan är 19, mobiltimmen är slut.
Oh my god, the phone hour? And this is a really tough time, especially for Simon, because he's on the outside. You see, he's still on the phone, so he can read what people are probably saying about him. So he can't even communicate to Willet any of this. Simon's toxic. Okay. Yeah. It's really bad. And Willet is kind of protected from all of this because he can't really see it. He's in this bubble right now, and Simon is outside of it.
Vi tar avstånd från all form av penalism och mobbing, självklart.
Did you do something that caused this, August?
Men det här är ju en uppenbart kryddad historia. Alltså,
I don't know about that.
På vår invigning i alla fall.
They might not agree.
Ni har besök.
Someone's here to see him. The rituals are still awful.
Vi måste alltså
They're problematic.
För att
They're not overblown at all.
var tvungen att berätta för hela världen att han huckar med någon jävla snubbe.
Fan, skärp dig, Vincent.
Oh? August?
Alla vi kommer behöva byta skolor. Alltså, vill du gå i någon skola i stan med sossar och nyrika white trash?
Okay. Jeez. He wants to save the school.
Slags gemensamt uttalande. Då kanske lugnar ner sig. Kanske vi till och med får tillbaka vår student.
But he wants to be the hero? Is that his plan? I don't know. I don't trust him. At all. Still think he's involved.
Hon har migrän, sömnsvårigheter. Läkarna har tagit alla tänkbara tester på henne.
Oh, they're running tests on her. They're gonna find something?
Du har inte varit med om någonting av det de pratar om.
Inget som jag inte har kunnat hantera.
It still happened to you.
Om det visar sig stämma, då måste vi
Bad
agera. Det
luck.
ser inte bra ut annars.
Okej, så planen är alltså att inte göra någonting förrän det ser illa ut att inte göra någonting.
I mean, I don't remember exactly the rituals, like the hazing, but I remember watching it an episode. It was the first episode, right? And being appalled. I forget exactly what happened, though. There was something disgusting. That's all I remember. Oh my god, people are talking shit still. On the bus, too. Everywhere. You can't avoid it. It's everywhere he goes. I'm playing piano again.
Jag måste stänga skolan på grund av mig. Men du har ju bara försökt göra något bra.
This is the cost, I guess.
Kan inte du börja på rodden igen? Så kan vi i alla fall ses efter skolan. Rodden?
Find a reason to be together.
August? Nej.
Damn August. Ruining everything, as usual.
Skolinspektionen kommer att göra ett besök här. Och då har de skickat en lista på elever som de vill intervjua. Och du är en av dem.
And they chose her to interview. Fun.
Jag är så glad att de har valt just dig att prata med. Och så är det såklart fint att belysa att det här inte är någon homogen plats. Här har vi mångfald på alla sätt.
Is that the other reason? I see.
Era föräldrar har fått brev om det här redan, men...
Alltså, varför är inte den inställd som allt annat?
Nej, det är
Spring
den
hike.
inte.
So there's still an event going on. That's good.
Så, det blir
Time outside,
övernattning,
yes.
grillning och har någon en gitarr, ta gärna med den.
There's something to look forward to. Not everything has been taken
Hur det
away.
ska bli, ha? Ja.
An opportunity to spend time together.
Tror du vi får sova ihop?
Oh! I don't know if they'd allow that. Maybe? It's possible, I guess. But they know they're together, right? So I'm not sure about that.
Alltså jag fattar om du inte vill tillbaks till den där skolan. Men då måste du kanske börja tänka lite på vad du ska göra istället.
She's not going to school at all.
Men man kanske kan jobba med att ta hand om de hästarna som far illa i så fall.
I was about to say that.
Har du övningskört något?
I could see her making a career out of that. Oh my god. They're actually getting along. Amazing. That is kind of cute though. I'm just gonna say. Oh,
Har fått in en ny kund.
oh, he's reading the choir.
Välkommen!
Tack, tack.
I wonder why. Police knows why. I mean, they all know why. Smile on his face. Oh. Find any way to be together. I like it.
August, den här invigningsgrejen.
Jävla länge sedan jag tänkte på den.
It did bother them. It did. I noticed that look earlier.
Det var ett skämt. Bara inte så kul skämt, kanske.
Nej.
Do I know what happened? Did I forget?
Vi höll vad vi lovade.
What are they talking about?
Ja, det var ju bra.
It was before Willay's year.
Okej, men ja, jag drar.
Oh, there's more to this story than I realized. This goes deeper than I thought. What the hell happened to them? August? Oh. Oh, yeah. There's some deep trauma there. Oh, he hit a landline. Oh, August. You know how to use that? Kids these days, you never know. Is he gonna call Sarah? She doesn't know the number. She'll answer. Will he tell her what's happening?
Hallå?
Will he? Oh my god. What happened? What happened in his initiation? Can I talk to Simon?
Hej.
Vad?
Hur mår Sara?
Hon mår bra.
Dude.
Hon bor hemma hos sin pappa som hon hatar. Det är ditt fel.
Oh, secondhand embarrassment. This shows how desperate he is to connect with someone.
Han frågar om Sara mådde bra. Jag kommer snart.
Oh, Olay, what are you gonna do? Oh!
Vad fan tror du att du håller på med?
Jag ville bara kolla.
Vi hade en deal. Vi skulle hålla oss borta från varandra. Du ska inte prata med honom.
Yeah, you crossed the
Bestämma
line.
vem jag får och inte.
Yes, he can.
Du är inte kung än.
Shit! Oh my god, don't fight him! Oh my god! Here we go. Oh my god, they're fighting! Oh my god! I want to see at least one punch, though. Just kidding. Where am I?
ja, vad ska jag kalla det? Medlarsamtal. Här, hos mig. En gång.
What, like couples counseling or something?
Och vad jag förstår så hade ni också en väldigt nära relation båda två med er.
Maybe this is good.
Vad sa du? Som att du gjorde det.
Oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? I spoke about Eric last episode. Like, we might not know exactly everything about him. Actually, no, that wasn't a Patreon comment. Or, no, YouTube comments. I discussed that. Interesting. God, they're sending him this shit. Good. Burn it too, please.
Jag kan få din revolution. Skydda oss från de
It can be a revolution. Oh, he's gonna post that to like TikTok or something? That's what the royal court doesn't want, right? And all that revolution talk. They'd have a big problem with it, of course. Oh, he did! He did post it! And the comments are positive for the most part. But how is the royal court gonna see it? Oh no. Oh, here it comes. Yep, as expected. It's about them. But he knows what that looks like to them, right? Which scares him. He's so proud of it.
Simon,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Allt du gör nu representerar mig och kungahuset och det suger, jag vet.
Oh my god, I hate it.
inte för oss.
Okej.
For us. Is that what he said? I think it was.
Jag måste lägga på.
Okej.
No!
Jag älskar dig också.
Okay. He said I love you too. Okay, good. I think... Oh! I understand both of them. It just sucks. That's exactly what Willie said. It sucks. I think they both understand that though.
Nej, men alltså det var hela grejen med att jag ska bli intervjuad.
Mm-hmm.
Det känns som att hela skolans framtid hänger på vad jag säger.
A lot of pressure.
Nej, fast det som tidningarna skriver är ju så mycket värre än vad det är. Har vi verkligen mått så här jättedåligt av att...
It's much worse than you realize.
Alltså, till exempel så här.
Something has to change.
Husmor säger ju alltid till mig att sätta på håret när jag har glömt. Men aldrig er.
Oh?
Jag menar bara att det är inte alltid jättelätt att vara den enda svarta tjejen.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's the primary reason why she was chosen. Or maybe the primary reason the principal's so happy that she was chosen. To represent diversity, right?
Jättevacker.
Det är inte riktigt det jag menar.
They don't understand.
Kan någon hjälpa mig?
I love that the season is going deep into these issues. It's so important. Okay, hey, look at them. Okay. It looks like they have an understanding despite how shitty that situation was in the video.
Så att om man är gay får man sova med varandra men inte om man är straight, eller va? Och vilken tjej du är upp till?
Get out of here.
What about the non-binary ones?
Right.
Jag lottar ut.
Oh, making it... Why did he have to say anything?
Killar.
What is she thinking?
Jag kan sova med er. Alltså, det känns okej.
Ja.
Elise. Queen. I love her. This is perfect. There's something about camping that's so romantic to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just being outside.
Everybody's in the building!
Hey! What are they doing here?
Är det så här ni campar?
Oh, look at him. He's like, who are you?
Rave? Alltså, Så varför dansar ingen då?
Because you don't know how to do it. Here we go. Oh, hello? Something there between them? Oh my god. Oh, is Frederica getting jealous?
I New York?
Eller i USA.
Nej.
Jag ska också sommarjobba. Som ni. Hela sommaren genom hovet. Det kommer nog också bli så intensivt liksom.
You have nothing in common. That was awkward. Oh my god, these idiots. Oh my god, I can't stand them. Elitist pricks.
Det var typ inte rätt tillfälle för alla att ses. Du ska på prinsskola, det är inte samma sak.
Don't do that to him though.
Jag har ju bara behövt söka jobb sen jag var 14 år hos kommunen varje år. Du kan inte prata om att välja.
Oh!
Folk hör oss. Det låter som att vi bråkar.
Det är det du menar?
Ni fattar inte hur privilegierade ni är ibland.
Rocha och Jubb, de har koll på hur mycket pengar du har fått från August, eller?
Okay. Wow. These differences are ultimately gonna come up, right? They're just gonna have to work through them. They can overcome them. It's gonna take work, but they can. They each have different experiences, backgrounds. But they knew that already, right?
Hallå?
Hej, det är pappa.
Oh. About mom?
Mamma kommer bli sjukskriven.
Oh!
Det var ingen som ville det.
Sick leave? Does that mean...
Hon är i dålig form. Och det betyder att du behöver vara stark nu. Att du är redo.
You have to be ready! Oh my god. All right, everyone. This episode, there's so much that happened, so much that I learned that I didn't know, and I don't even know where to start. I'm just gonna start with the school. The school is like a prison, y'all. I don't know how they're dealing with this. They're barely dealing with it. They're not even really given any kind of outlet to blow off steam, and we're seeing the result, and some really big issues, some really shocking issues are coming to the surface. And I guess I'm going to start with the first one, which is August's history with this initiation ritual, which we never really heard about, because we saw the ritual in episode 1 of season 1, but that was Willie. And apparently, August and Neil's, their ritual, their hazing, was much worse. So something happened that appears to be very traumatic and unresolved for the both of them. And the impact that it's having on August has come to the surface, and it looks really bad. So much so that he's desperate to talk to someone, and he doesn't really have anyone he can talk to. I don't believe he has any like real friends. The closest person that he was connected to was Sada, and she wants nothing to do with him. He found a way to call her to the landline, but even though he was so desperate to speak to her, he wanted to, and you saw the tears in his eyes, he couldn't do it because maybe he was just afraid of the rejection, knew that she wouldn't want to speak to him given everything, and that's probably the truth, right? So he hung up the phone, but he is desperate to just connect with her, so much so that he went to Simon, and that didn't go well, resulting in a big fight between him and Willie, which I really enjoyed. And now because of that fight, they are going to get therapy together. I think they're calling it like mediation, right? Is that what they're calling it? But it's like a couples therapy way, and that's going to be a weekly thing. So I am super intrigued about this, because what is going to come up? And maybe there's going to be a very positive outcome for both of them out of all of this. So I don't know. Like, when it comes to August, I feel for him. I mean, the trauma of whatever happened, of course, I sympathize. I'm not going to negate any of his experiences when it comes to this. Although, when it comes to what he did to other people, specifically Simon, Willie, like, still, that is still there. It doesn't absolve him of that. But I'm curious to see where this goes, like what happened and when this is going to come up. Like, who is he going to talk to this about? Is it going to be a therapy? Is it going to be a Sada? Like, he has a lot left to resolve. And then this kid has been through a lot. Like, it's not just this, but his home life doesn't really seem to be that great. His father ended his own life. Is no longer in his life. His mother is like an absentee parent. So I understand and acknowledge that August is going through his own stuff right now, but he's not the only one. And he has been the cause of a lot of shit for other people, and I am in no way overlooking that either, okay? So that was interesting. I'm really looking forward to these counseling sessions and see where that goes. Now, let's talk about, since I brought up Sada real quick. I love the progress that she's making for herself. I love that she's just not at home with her dad, hiding under a blanket, sleeping her life away. I mean, he had a big part in that too. He was like, hey, you're not just going to be here existing, not going to school. You're going to have to get a job. You're going to have to do something. And she's doing that. She's putting her best foot forward. She seems to have a plan to work with animals, like abused animals. I thought that was a great idea. And props to the father for, helping her out when she needs it the most and being there for her and helping her along with the process of working herself out. So that was nice to see. I'm really hoping we see her connect more with the main cast. She seems to be on her own island. I think that's probably necessary at this point. But eventually, these relationships that have soured because of what she did, they have to be worked on. They have to be mended. And Simon wants nothing to do with her. That's eventually going to change. I mean, that's her. That's his blood. That's his sister. It's not going to happen overnight. But right now, it's still very much raw. And I understand him still being pissed. But eventually, I know Simon will want to reconnect with her, work this out, and eventually slowly get back to where they were, right, with that kind of trust. Same thing with Felice. Felice is also interesting because we're starting to see the impact of the lack of diversity at the school and how that has impacted Felice. This is something that she clearly hasn't brought up to anyone because it's very clear her friends just don't understand. They don't really get it. Like, she was trying to explain how she's treated differently from them by the house mistress or whatever. I think that's what she's called. And Scylla was like, well, you're still as pretty as us, and that's not what she meant. She meant she's treated differently because of the color of her skin. But of course, they can't relate because they're not treated differently. And I'm wondering if this is one of the many reasons why she misses Sada and Sada's, her companionship, her friendship. Because while Sada is, she's not black, but she's someone that comes from a different background. She's been very upfront about, her autism and what's the other, her ADHD, right? So Sada knows what it feels like to also be different, be treated differently. So I think Felice is possibly also missing that part of being able to relate to someone who doesn't feel like they fit in all the time, right? So again, when it comes to Sada, I'm hoping she's able to reconnect with Simon, her mother as well, but also Felice in some way. I've said it before, it's up to Felice as to whether she wants to mend that relationship, work on it. And I'm feeling this is headed in that direction, even though they haven't really come close to speaking. I think eventually, maybe if Sada goes home, sees the necklace, she might want to reach out to Felice and thank her or something. Maybe that's going to be the bridge that brings them together. So we'll see if that happens. Then there's Simon and Willie, and oh my god, the frustration. You know, I feel really bad for both of them. I'm going to start there. But we're starting to see the impact of what the royal court expects out of Simon. We're seeing the impact that it's having on Simon because they want to keep him quiet. As I said previously, Simon is not someone to be quiet. He wants to speak his mind. We saw that when we first met him, speaking out in class about the way things are. He isn't one to hold back on his opinion and express himself. He's an artist. Artists like to express themselves. We all do. We're all human, right? And we see him trying to do that in so many ways, whether it's responding to the comments, if it's making a music video, expressing himself through music. And every way he tries to do that, it's just too much. And he's shushed, right? He's like, oh. They're like, no, don't do that. You can't say that. And that's because of how close he is to Willie, of course. They're public now, and they're attached. So because of that, there are things he can't do, like that song about the revolution, even though that's not what he meant literally. It's how it's going to be interpreted by some, and that's going to be a problem for the royal court. So, of course, I think Willie understood maybe the intention of the song, but he couldn't even appreciate it because he knew how it was going to be taken and that it was going to be a problem for the royal court, and it was going to jeopardize them being able to spend time together, which is his biggest priority, is being with Simon, which is nice, but it's still an issue because Simon can't really fully be himself. And I know that Willie is stuck in a really difficult position right now, about to be much worse. We'll talk about that later. But I feel like they have to really work to understand where they're both coming from. And it's already starting to cause problems. There were some really nice moments between them. Like even after the music thing, they came together for the camping thing and they're very happy. They really love being together. But there are some fundamental differences in the way they were brought up and where they come from that is still causing really big issues for them. And these are the issues they have to work through, communicate, understand each other, and then move forward. I feel like for the most part, they're doing this. But I feel like it's taking more of a sacrifice on Simon's part than Willie's. While they both want the same thing, it's very tough for Simon. We saw that last episode too, when we saw all the ire, all the hate is really being sent in Simon's direction. He's feeling all of the heat. And at the end of the episode, we're starting to see those differences rear their head, especially whenever Simon's friend shows up at the campsite and they're hanging out, the friend groups combined, and the major differences are so apparent that they just have a hard time, like the friends have a hard time like understanding each other. And then Simon's friends leave and you hear Willie's friends make stupid comments about what they've never been to New York. It's like, come on, not everyone has the money to travel like that. So yeah, that happened. And I think that happening, that convergence of both sides, both friendships, both groups coming together, it might have triggered something in Simon to where he maybe felt a little bit of like a hypocrite, possibly, given the situation that he's in and seeing his friends and how they're being treated. It probably pissed him off. And then to see Willie describe his own work as being, preparing as, the crown prince, and his friends being like, giving him an odd look like, oh, that's work to you. And it is work to him because this is who he is. He's the crown prince. So yes, it is work to him. And there's a lot that goes into it, but also he comes from a place of privilege. His work doesn't result in him putting food on his table. It's essentially the difference here, right? Simon and his friends, when they work to keep the lights on, to put food on the table, and that's a fundamental difference that, again, they're going to have to work to better understand each other. But I think in that moment, Simon was just seeing how different they are, and it was bothering him. And I think Willie is just frustrated because of where he comes from. He doesn't fully, I think he understands it, but he doesn't really get it because it's not something he's experienced. We're all shaped by our experiences, right? He doesn't know what it's like to sometimes struggle to keep the lights on and feed your family. Like, that's something Simon has experienced through his life, right? So these are things they're going to have to work out and better understand each other, and hopefully it won't tear them apart. But of course, there was something else left at the end of the episode, and that was the news about the Queen and how she is going on sick leave because she is really struggling mentally and emotionally with all of this, and it stems from the loss of Eric. And Willie's father, his last words on the phone was something like, "You have to be strong and you have to be ready." So it comes back to this pressure on Willie to, again, have what it takes to withstand the pressures of all of this, to be the next in line, to be king. He has to be ready to be king of Sweden. That's a lot of pressure on someone who has struggled with anxiety issues and all of what's happening right now. It feels like the world is just on him, looking at him and Simon, and there's so much happening, and he's wanting to keep this love that he has for Simon intact and protected, but it's just so much happening. And right now it feels like so much is going wrong. So it's going to be very intriguing to see how he handles this pressure, especially because he can't really share it with anyone. It has to be kept a secret about the Queen and what she's going through. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I am I'm so worried because, you know, I want them to be together. I just don't know where this is going. They're also so young. They're so young. They have their entire lives ahead of each other, right? So it's like naturally, realistically in life, when you're that young and in love, it doesn't last. You move on to someone else. So I don't want to be pessimistic about this. I want them to be together. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I've spoken for enough time. Yeah, awesome first few episodes of the season, y'all. I can't wait to see what happens next. Of course, if you want the full reactions, you're gonna find those over on Patreon. But until next time, I'll see you again very soon. Adios.